morning.
Thursday. Rise and shine out here. This is my Thankful Thursday. And it is so good to be back with my Circle of Caring family. I know I missed this last meeting, but let me just tell y'all, nothing has changed. And for my new people, my new friends, you only get an opportunity to be a guest once, and the second time, Miss Annie, you're at home, okay? So you can come in, kick your shoes off, just enjoy yourselves. But what I love to do, Mr. Jeter, is I often just come into these rooms, because most of the time, everybody in these rooms, somebody say everybody.
Everybody.
John, when I say everybody, right, everybody in these rooms have come from different places. And so, Corey, I honestly just come in and start like, so get you one or two in. Because it's one thing, right way, it'll get you to sleep, won't it?
Get you sleep.
Because it's one thing about, it's one thing to actually be breathing, because as I'm talking, I'm breathing. If I'm not talking or I'm not breathing, then I'm honestly what? You dead. But it's a whole nother thing to be breathing. And so when you can just stop and breathe, and all of us in these rooms, Mr. Jeter, you already know we coming from here, there, and ain't no telling what happened in between. And so I really have learned to start every meeting, even with students, they remind me, Miss Nina, you forgetting something, and so I'm grateful for that, because I understand the importance of it. And so I want to say welcome to the Circle of Caring Rooms. We're going to go around and briefly introduce ourselves. This is our opportunity where we get to do an elevator pitch, because everybody in life almost hates speaking in public. You would almost think that this is my comfort zone, and it isn't. But it does give us an opportunity to practice, right? And so this is our time where we get an opportunity to introduce ourselves, say our name, the organization that we represent, what we do in that establishment, all in 60 seconds or less. And then my question for you this morning is, first of all, we're already about to be at the last quarter of the year. How many of y'all just are like, I just can't believe we about to be at the holidays? And if you remember, Miss Annie, they don't be believing me. I kept saying, y'all, the holidays will be here tomorrow. They're here. And so as we are entering into this last quarter of the year, my challenge question is, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you thought about? You know, I don't want to say resolutions, because oftentimes they're resolutions. So I don't want to say resolutions. I just want to talk about what was that thing or things that you thought about you wanted to do, John, before this year was over. And this year is here. So I've come to remind you this morning that you only have a few months. So what is that one thing? So for me, of course, my name is Nina Marie. I get an opportunity to host the Circle of Caring, where we bring businesses, churches, and organizations to a table to not only talk about the businesses that we do, but often what can we do together, okay? And the one thing that I want to get accomplished before the end of this year is that I gotta move. I don't know where I'm going yet. Mr. Jeter, you might help. I don't even know yet. I just, God deals with me like that. I just know it's time, and I'm in boxes until I know where, okay? So I gotta get moved by the end of this year. And so, John, we'll start over here.
New Year's resolution, the last few years has been to say no. Some people kind of labeled as a serial volunteer, but what I learned a few years ago was that you just keep saying, yes, I'll do everything, then things start to slide, and you can't give everything to everything. And so for the last few years, I've been trying to cut back a little bit more, but still struggling with it. So hopefully in the next few months. I just joined another board that I'm on tonight. So.
And you didn't say no. Okay. Tell us your name and your organization.
Oh, John Keith, Northwest Louisiana Technical College. I'm I'm in workforce, and I know there's a lot of different definitions of workforce. My particular job is to create customized workforce trainings for folks. Like I'm working on right now for Goodwill. It's a 2-day training for people to become certified industrial cleaners. We've got employers lined up to hire. So if you work with an organization where you're like, hey, we need to figure out a way to help get some folks either employable or more employable, please come talk to me and help figure it out.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is an entry-level hourly wage for those kinds of jobs?
I was told that these folks should start off about $15 an hour.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
all right.
So what we were trying to do is, Goodwill came to me and they said, we need to find something where, really quickly, somebody can pick up a certification that would pay, it's not a whole lot of money, but enough that, they could survive on it. And livable wage, and so.
Better than minimum.
Yeah, and so I went out and I talked to a bunch of potential employers and said, hey, what do you need that you would hire like right now? And several companies told me we need people who are certified, but if you're not, I don't want to say like just a custodian or just a janitor, I don't want to say that, but they have a special certificate that allows them to work with the types of chemicals and stuff that these machines use, and they've been trained on how to run these machines, and so we worked on writing some grants together, and we're going to start in about a month.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And so that honestly was not the best example, because we would be, I know a question was asked, but we would be here all day if we were going. Okay, no problem, John, thank you so much, because he was coming with the next question. So that's why these rooms are important, because you get to know and learn, right? And so we'll keep going, and you'll have time for breakfast to have and ask. Write your questions down. I know that's right. Write your questions down.
Yeah, I'm
and
about
think
to.
about it, because I have to do that too. And so thank you so much, John. I'm gonna come back here, guys. Good morning, Mr. Leonard. Edith.
I'm Mike Leonard. I'm the executive coordinator at Shreveport Road Community Renewal. I'm the one that's fouling up the.
No, you good. If anybody can do it, Mr. Mike can. That's the one that signs the checks.
My brother Lee Jeter, I can see now why he's got his staff done. He don't get any talk back or live or trouble.
Right.
Thank you, Nina Marie.
Yes, sir.
Lee Jeter, Executive Director for the Center for Housing in Northwest Louisiana. Mission is to construct homes for low to moderate income families, and to do that in partnership with our community, not with our government per se, that we don't accept government funds. So it's a totally collaborative effort between our organization, our partner organizations like CRI, and the community that we serve.
And what's the one thing that you want to accomplish before the end of this year? I don't think you shared it either, Mr. Mike.
Build 3 more houses.
Okay.
Before the end of this year.
I thought I said it. I'm gonna just reduce our staff.
Oh. Okay, y'all, so I'll be looking for something else. I'll be needing another contract. Okay, I got one bidder. Okay, Miss Annie?
I'm Anna Maria.
Nina?
Nina Maria.
Yes,
We have
ma'am.
another Maria in the room.
Oh,
But we with the Education Opportunity Center, 304 grand. And we're up on the Southern University umbrella. But what we do, we assist those individuals in getting a GED/high set. Because people say GED is also high set. Once they get that, then we help them to get into post-secondary education, trade school. We also assist those that already have a GED in high school. They're ready for post-secondary education. What we do is assist them in getting, completing their FAFSA, their financial aid, their federal grant money. We help them to complete that, and whatever else they need to complete with that paperwork, and so that they can be able to pursue and have everything, ready for post-secondary terms. And we help them to complete admission application if that's needed. And we also work with them and talk with them about careers if they're not certain about what they want. Because as I was saying, we want to make sure that they love what they do and make good money at the same time. That's
That's
a
a
very,
good
very good
combination,
feeling.
absolutely.
But someone say, well, I hate my job, but I make a lot of money. We don't wanna hear that. We wanna hear you say, I love my job, making good money, I'm happy with what I'm doing. So that's what we do, and we, loan default, whatever they need, we try to assist them with those things, whatever it is, you know, so that they can be, currently complete with what they need to do.
And what else do you want to do before the end of this year?
Well, just continue to build partnership.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the key to our
Okay.
program, partnership.
Yes, ma'am.
Building partnerships, and that helps, and can make your program very successful. When we all
Absolutely.
work together, communicate together, help one another in services to do whatever it is needed.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Annie.
My name is Corey Hammond, and I am the director of said program that Ms. Annie is a part of. So I oversee operations, being the director for the past year. To add on what Ms. Annie has said, all of our services are free. We are funded by the Department of Education, so even though we're housed under Southern, we don't recruit people to come to Southern when we're talking about post-secondary. Our staff, Ms. Annie, is to be knowledgeable about all those schools in the area because, again, we want to make sure it's the best fit. So from the technical college to Southern to Barber School, Hair School, whatever is going to be a good fit for that participant, we want to make sure that they are good. And our partnership currently for the HiSET program actually is with Community Renewal. So we partner with Community Renewal to get our chancellor on board to host the HiSET program at our location, which is the Metro Center, which is just a 2-block walk from here, right across from the Robinson Film Theater. So all of our services are free, and that HiSET program is also free.
Thank you.
I'll give you a card. It's Corey. I got
And thank you,
cards.
Corey.
We got flyers.
I told Corey that partnership happened from this room. I'm just so excited to know that it is officially in the Metro Center. So exciting. Mr. Jimmy?
I'm Jimmy Graves, Director of Development with Community Renewal, and I'm glad to meet my two new friends, Corey and Annie, here with Southern. And yes, we have struck up a partnership, and we're grateful for it. Looking forward to doing more together.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you. Ms. Strickland?
My name is Linda Strickland. I am the program manager with the City of Shreveport / Caddo American Job Center. And of course, what we do at the Caddo American Job Center, most people know it as the unemployment office. We call it the employment office because we're trying to get employed. But for years, you know, it was a place where they filed unemployment, but everybody knows that's a headache now because you have to do it online. But my part in what we do there, I'm the supervisor over our job career specialist, which we actually help people to come in once they're eligible for our program through the WIOA program. We help them to get enrolled in some type of vocational trade that they would really enjoy and make money. Because if they enjoy what they're doing, then they're gonna finish, and they're not just going in for the money. A lot of times they don't finish. So if it's something that they're, and we focus more on a career than a job. You know, we want people to become more career minded. So that's what we do. And what I want to do before this year's out, and what I've been trying to do these last couple of weeks, is find me some balance.
Come on, come on.
Between all that I do.
Right.
Some me time.
And one of the things I will say to that, Ms. Strickland, is I've heard a mentor of mine say there is no such thing as balance. But when you think about a juggler, the mission is that you're juggling each item, and that as each item is in your hand, it gets its fair share of you. You just have to make sure that self-care is in that juggle. Okay? So, because we'll get off thinking we gotta find balance, and it doesn't exist. We just have to make sure that each juggle gets its proper place, if that makes sense. Look, as my pastor would say, that's Ninaology 101. You don't have to receive it at all. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I received what Ms. Strickland just said and what you just said. You do have to create some balance and some self-care. And I'm gonna help her because I've been on her for a long time.
Yes.
I'm Deborah Speed. I am the program director and owner of VAILS. It's Vision for Inspiring and Encouraging Lives. My office is in Minden, Louisiana. I work with teens from ages of 12 to like 21, doing anger management, the parents, triple P parenting, and also shoplifting and death addictions. And I'm just happy to be here. I like to network, Debbie, I'm all over the place. And y'all know I'm a plug in this. I am a licensed travel agent. I have my own travel agency. And y'all just go forward.
Yes, Ms. Yes.
You know now?
Yes, I love it.
Oh, I'm sorry, you asked me what was my goal?
Mhm.
My goal is to enjoy life. I retired 2 years ago out of behavioral health, so I've been just traveling and helping others create their visions to travel and their budgets. So that's my goal, to continue
I
to
love
be.
that. Yes, I love it.
I'm Russell Meyer, and I'm privileged to be the director of Haven House for Community Renewal. And that is the Neighbor Loving Neighbor program. All of us are neighbors. I think Proverbs says that you despise your neighbor, you're living in sin. So I know nobody here is living in sin.
Right. Right.
We work hard to recruit neighbors, to remind people. The main thing is how you treat your neighbors. You don't have a message for the world. You bypass your neighbor. And they do without. And blessed are the ones who have the neighbors. I just became a great grandfather, so I'm really working on hard to be a good pawpaw, great pawpaw. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
I have 14 grandchildren, so I'm working hard to create a world. Fellow minister and pastor over there, trying to be the minister, live a life such people can believe what I say, and to help us to stay together and loving through this. All my neighbors are worried about the election, but I said, I'm not worried about anything. I've been through a lot of things. We have a great republic. We love one another. You'll remember, no matter who's in the White House, that there's a God that rules the universe. Done preaching.
I'm Kisha Newsom. I'm with Coordinating and Development Corporation. Similar work as Ms. Strickland here. We always meet up at these events. The difference is that her organization services individuals who reside within the city limits of Shreveport, and we cover the people who live outside. We're Workforce Region 7. So it's the top 10 parishes in the northwest corner of Louisiana. I'm the Youth Business Services representative, so I'm responsible for taking our youth participants and connecting them with work experience opportunities. So if any of you organizations would like to participate in this, you could be a worksite employer. What we do is we enroll eligible participants. We're looking for people. Right now we're focused on individuals the age of 18 to 24. We're more focused on the out of school youth. And once we get those participants, we cover their wages for their work experience 100%. They were our employee, not the worksite employer's employee. So my goal for this year is to enroll or to get work experience for 30 individuals in my territory, which is 5 of the parishes. I do operate in the balancing category, which again, that's people outside of city limits of Shreveport. I'm trying to get 10 in this area. I have 2 so far, so I need 8 more. My co-worker does Webster Care, but I've got my card for you, so that you can connect me, so I can connect with her, because your participants would be like ideal for us.
I was just thinking about that.
Right?
I'm telling you, Ms. Strickland, say it again for those in the back, right? Ms. Deborah? Ms.
Good
Debbie.
morning. My name is Debbie Washington, and I am with Northwest Louisiana Technical Community College, a very long name. And I am the college counselor, whereas I serve each campus. We have 3 campuses. I go to the Mansfield area, the Shreveport area, and the Minden area. My goal is to provide services and connect with you all to be able to provide services for the students.
I tell you, I just love it. These ladies, a testament to these rooms, which is why I gotta get the testimonial. These women have been coming to these rooms almost from day one.
Yes.
But I did not know that they were not coming, Miss Annie, at the same time. So they hadn't seen each other in 30 years? Like what?
We were together 30 years ago, but we were staying in the classmates from and had seen her about 20 some years.
I'm like, and they both have been coming to the Circle of Caring just at different times. Crazy, but that's why these rooms are so important. So I cannot wait to push that story out in the next newsletter. Amazing. Yes, that part, yes. Come on, Wade.
Sounds like some self-care.
Yes. Yes.
My name is Wade Shimwell. I'm a volunteer at Community Renewal International. I work with Haven House. And I guess my New Year's thing would be to live one day at a time, the best of my ability.
Yes. Coming from one of the youngest ones in the room, boy, I told Wade if I live to get his age, that'll almost be double my life today. That's amazing to me. I mean, do you know what I would do with that, Mr. Jeter? Ooh. Come on, Mr. Robert.
Hello, my name is Robert Odom. I'm a program assistant at Community Renewal. I guess I'm talking to the choir, but we have 3 initiatives. One is the Friendship House initiative, where they take care of the kids. Part of what they do is take care of the kids. We got Friendship House. It's like a block leader program. And Renewal Team, also called the We Care Team, where we do things like this, bring businesses, churches, and organizations together to make the city stronger. I guess my goal is just to be a smarter worker from now on.
Yay.
Thank you, Robin.
I'm gonna keep going even though she.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Kelly Gowans. I work with, Kelly Gowans. I'm a veteran service representative at the Louisiana Workforce Center, and we work with the veteran population. So we come to meetings like this so we can connect and hear employers talk, we can hear the service providers talk, but we also work with veterans and their spouses. There is an eligibility requirement for our services, but Jeff and I both have a heart for veterans. And right now, our biggest concern is homelessness. We are having a very difficult time finding places for our homeless veterans. So if anybody knows any connections we can make, we would love that. But my goal, I guess you could say at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to celebrate more of my friends and my family, letting them know that they're loved, they're cared for, and they're important to me. So that's that, and I think I'm doing that. But that's been my biggest thing this year that I wanted to do.
That's my
Ooh, I love that.
It's my camping initiative.
Ooh.
We work together.
Yep.
It's the same deal, but we
Camping and fishing?
Oh, I'm a camper. Yes, a tent camper at that.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk. We got some self-care coming for
Yeah.
you. Last but not least.
All right, I'm Jeff Nard. I do the same thing that Miss Kelly does, except for I'm in the Bossier area and a few parishes east of that. But my goal is real simple. A veteran comes into my office. I just pray every day that God gives me the wisdom and the ability to give that veteran the best service possible, that whatever the outcome is, it's the best for them.
It's good.
I love that. Doesn't it just, I know for me, it inspires me to hear what inspires you. And then the second part to that is that I needed you to speak that into the atmosphere so that we can hold you accountable. We're going to make sure Ms. Strickland get her some self-care. Kissa has 8 more people in this region that she needs. And that is why these rooms are so important and imperative, because we get an opportunity to hear your needs too. A closed mouth, what? When I heard that statement down south, I was like, man, I love that, because it is the truth. A closed mouth never gets fed. And so it gives us the opportunity to hear. And so we have breakfast ready. And what I'm going to give you some housekeeping rules. The restrooms are back here to the band when you come back to the table for lunch. I'm talking about lunch, breakfast, right? I'm already thinking lunch. Even though breakfast looks delicious, I'm just not the biggest breakfast person, so I'm thinking like, breakfast or lunch. And so, I want you to think about, as each person gave their want to for this next quarter, what did you hear amongst each other that you can discuss at your table to help you now think about a strategy of how to accomplish that? It could be one thing, like we know what you want to do, but now what is the opportunity of how that will be done? So Ms. Strickland, she's already planning a trip. You know, whatever Mr. Jeter, he's sitting with Mr. Mike. Y'all know that you want 3 more houses. What does that look like? Like, what's that one thing that you're doing? Because, and then obviously, or join some other tables, but how do we help each other do that one thing? Okay? I'll cover our time for breakfast, and then we will help ourselves. Father, thank you so much for another day, Lord God, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to even have another day. God, bless the hands of the cook that prepared this food. Bless the women and the men in this room and every endeavor that they have. And Father, I thank you for goals already accomplished as we complete 2024. Thank you for this meal. Thank you for this breakfast. In Jesus' name, amen.
Great.
Pretty good? I know it, right? Still, if you're eating, still continue to enjoy yourselves. We are going to continue to roll on so we can get y'all out of here and back to your responsibilities on time. And so I love the conversations because it is, again, these rooms and the collaborations and the partnerships that come out of these rooms that I really appreciate the most. And the relationships that are built in these rooms and the opportunities that we have. Do you know that you are only a fourth, John, of where you are really like, I mean, some of us feel like we've exhausted everything that we're supposed to do. And we can't do anymore. But I'm telling y'all, it is 1/4. We're barely halfway there of what we're to develop in these rooms together. I sat with a group of women this weekend. I was sharing with the ladies. I sat with a group of women this weekend that was a strategic plan of collaboration, and it was just crazy because I was so honored to be at the table. And a couple of them said, Miss Kelly, I have been praying for this for a long time, you know? And I love the opportunity to come to the table because we're just so much better together. Mm-hmm. And so, speaking of better together, I'm so honored to have Mr. Jeter, who's going to share. We've journeyed this whole year, y'all, through our 8 elements. And we are at element 8, which is adequate housing. We've heard about veterans need housing, and we know Shreveport, Bossier could stand to have some more adequate housing. When I first moved down south, I was in Marshall, Texas for about 3 years, and as I journeyed to come over here into Shreveport, Mr. Jeter, I would print off sheets of houses that I would come in for that Saturday to visit. And I don't care if that list was 10, if it was 20, I would just pass by, John, house after house, like, dang, not that one. That one either. And it wasn't that I needed much. I just wanted something clean and comfortable that I can get in the tub without no socks on. Like, for real. And I was like looking like, okay, and Mr. G, the one landlord said, this is an as-is house. I'm like, you're not even gonna fix that window pane right there? But when you understand or come from a community where we had landlord associations to where we couldn't have slum landlords, to a community that doesn't even exist, was unbelievable to me. And then my mom moved on Clay Street When my parents first lived here, they moved into the city, eventually moved on Clay Street in a Friendship House, and I was like looking out the window, what community is that? It was in Allendale. And it was, fast forward, what I come to know as a project that the Fuller Center had completed. And all them houses over there, how many is it over there? I'm sure you'll talk about it, but 49? Beautiful homes. And so without further ado, Mr. Jeter from the Fuller Center is going to share about his journey in helping our city acquire adequate housing.
Thank you, Ms. Nina. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Lee.
Ms. Nina said I was going to share about my journey. I don't think it's my journey. I think it's the Lord's journey. So I don't do anything without his guidance and his support. So he says go, and I just go. Even if I'm unqualified to be there, I just do it anyway. But the Fuller Center for Housing, we believe in partnerships and collaboration. And so we have one mission, and that is to build homes for low to moderate income families. And when I say low to moderate income families, I'm talking about families or individuals that get up every day, go to work, that are employed, that may be working at a minimum wage or not a livable wage, because we don't have a lot of that in our community. But they don't qualify to go to a bank or other financial institution and qualify for a traditional loan to be able to own a home. And in our communities of Shreveport and Bossier, we have so much vacant property, adjudicated property. We look at those properties and we try to partner with our local government agencies and individual homeowners to get them to donate those properties to us. And then we put those properties back in commerce, back on the tax rolls, and it becomes an asset to the city, becomes an asset to the community and those homeowners that we put in those houses, which are new homeowners, first-time home buyers. The caveat is what our program is that you have to qualify through us. You have to agree to partner with us. It is called partnership housing. And partnership with us means that you're going to work, you're going to put some sweat equity in, you're going to volunteer to help build your homes and homes for other individuals. And through that partnership, what we agree is that we're going to build your new home from the ground up, and we're not going to charge you any interest. Currently, the homes that we're building are costing about $120,000, and currently our homeowners are paying a mortgage with zero interest of about $575 per month. Now, if you can find some place to live decent and affordable and anywhere in this United States at $575 a month, then please let me know, because I'm moving. It doesn't exist. But we don't do it in a vacuum. The reason we're able to do what we do, and the reason we're able to provide zero interest mortgages to our homeowners, is because we partner with our community. Community partnership. Our faith-based organizations, like this faith-based organization, this church, is a major partner and sponsor of our homes. Our friends at Community Renewal, several of our local banks, individuals and private citizens, we take zero government dollars in the building of our homes. So all of the money we raise up front in our community, we spend all of the money in our community, so we're recycling and reinvesting the resources that are provided to us back into our community, and then we're giving homeowners an opportunity to stabilize communities, put their children and their families in a community where they're stabilized, and let them lift themselves up out of poverty through home ownership. And then those communities like Allendale, like Stoner Hill, like the Scotts Dickerson community of Bossier, those communities begin to thrive. Because through our partnership with Community Renewal International and a lot of the studies that they've done in community, what we have found out that when we go into communities, especially communities that are quote unquote underserved, because nobody's building new $120,000 houses in the Bottoms and Allendales and Jack's Quarters and the Scotts Dickerson neighborhood and certain portions of Cedar Grove over in Stoner Hill. Nobody's going in those older, more established, underserved communities and building new houses. So when we go in there and we build them and we improve the property value. Well, we found out through various studies that as our property values in those communities increase, the crime rate decreases. Has a reciprocal effect. But it's because homeowners are more invested in the community in which they live. You know, one of the best things that I saw in the Allendale community when we started over there in the Allendale community, and just so thankful for our partners, Mike McCarter, CRI, for inviting Millard Fuller, the founder of Fuller Center, to come down and be able to begin in that community, is when I begin to see, and we're in election season, but I begin to see campaign signs in people's yards. Yeah. Signs where they're supporting the candidate of their choice. You know, so they became more civically engaged. You don't see those signs in properties owned by renters because they're mobile. I'm not dedicated to this community. I might be here today and gone tomorrow. But those children, those families that live in their communities, they're now stable. And that's what we want. We want all of our communities to have the same opportunity. We want their tax dollars and infrastructure to be invested in those communities. And so when we repopulate those communities, it gives them a voice and go to their city government. Oh, by the way, we need our sidewalks fixed. We need more street lights. We need more this. Because now they're not just someone that's transiting through the community. They're property owners in those communities, and they have a voice because they're registered voters in those communities. So that's the opportunity that we provide. But we do not do it in a vacuum. We're located on Linwood Avenue. That's where our headquarters is at. But we're also one of the few nonprofits that are trying to become totally self-sufficient. And when I say totally self-sufficient, we don't chase grants. We write them when we need them, but if we don't need them, we're not chasing them. We're not trying to compete against the other 200 nonprofits that are in our community. When we need the funding, we'll go after the funding. We're going to be coming up with a project over the next 12 to 18 months where we're going to be coming back to the Allendale community where we started in 2005, 2006. We're going to be coming back to celebrate the 20th anniversary of building in Allendale, and we're going to try to build 10 more houses in the Allendale community. So that's what we're trying to do. Right now, I've got 3 that we were supposed to start on tomorrow. For Saturday in Bossier, but we're having to redo some site plans because of the size of the lots. But we're building 3 more in Bossier, and we're going to have those 3 completed before this year. And at the end of this year, we're going to start working on our Vision 2025 for our 20th anniversary in the Allendale community to build 10 houses and bring another $1.5 million investment in housing to the Allendale community, and again, to give individual citizens the opportunity to lift themselves up out of poverty. How can you help us? Everybody in here knows somebody that's working that wants to own a home. And I don't want people to wait until they see us on television and cutting the ribbon and dedicating the house, and everybody want one then. It's too late. You need to start preparing right now today so that you can get qualified, so that you can be one of those future homeowners when we build 10 houses in 2026. But we want the word to get out now so that we can have applicants already pre-approved, because we build homes for that applicant. You're pre-approved. If you're ADA accessible, we will build you an ADA accessible home, but you're pre-approved. And then you've got to go through some classes, first-time home buyers, credit counselor, budget counselor. We're not just trying to build homes for homeowners. We're trying to lift them up, show them how to lift themselves up out of poverty, show them how to save money in their resources, show them how to invest in themselves instead of investing in whatever else they're working for. Because a lot of folks just go to work to pay out bills, and they're never investing in themselves. So I digress, because Nina said I had 15 minutes. She forgot I was a Baptist preacher, and you can't give me 15 minutes. My sermons have to go at least 27. But I'll take any questions that you may have about the Fuller Center. I look forward to hosting one of these meetings, Nina, at the Fuller Center, so people can see where our headquarters at, they can see our surplus stores, and the community can see ways that they can help us but also advantages, because in our surplus store, we sell surplus material, windows, doors, light fixture, and it's at a price that you're not competing against Home Depots and Lowe's. It's some new and quality merchandise, but all of that money goes back into our ministry to build houses. So we're trying to be totally self-sufficient. And I digress, and we'll take questions. I'll take this one first from this young lady, and then we'll come over here.
Yes, sir. So I have a couple of questions. One, are there volunteer opportunities, work with a group of kids that would definitely, especially specifically young men, would love to give them the opportunity to gain those type of trades, like fixing a home, things of that sort. Majority of them come from homes without a father. So any opportunity for them to learn some basic carpentry skills or anything of that sort, definitely interested in that. And also, how could one, you said that you want to go ahead and get people pre-approved. How could one go ahead and begin that process? Is it something online? Do they need to come to the main office? Or, because I'm floored. I've come and bought things from your surplus store, had no idea of the totality of the ministry that was going on. So I'm totally in awe, and I work for 2 companies I know right now that could fill their roster up. So I would love to know how. I would love to know how one could go ahead. You came to the right place if you're trying to get the word out on the right day.
Okay. The answer to the first question is yes. We provide volunteer opportunities for everybody. It's a family-friendly environment. You know, everybody has to register with us when we're in the middle of a build, not only volunteering during the build site, but there's also volunteers opportunities at our surplus store. The way you get the application is online at our website. So on the brochure that you got at your table, you can get it off the website, print it, and bring it in. You have to call for an appointment to bring it in, so we go over with you, or you can come by the office and pick it up. We don't mail out applications anymore, because when we found out, and then I'll go to the next question, is when we build a new house and we're in the news and everybody's walking through the house and everybody see this beautiful home, everybody want one, and we'll mail out 100 applications at what's the mail cost now, $1 a stamp, and we get 10 back. So we don't mail out application anymore. What we try to do is be very good stewards of our resources. And if you've not heard about us, it's because we're not spending money on advertisement. We're spending money on 2x4s, 2x6s, nails, hammers to build houses. Yes, ma'am, your question?
I also have several questions. One you just asked. Well, one is, what is the qualifications for the person?
The homeowner qualification, we use the HUD guidelines. HUD has a standard guidelines for what they consider to be low income based on the number of individuals that's in the household. And so we use those same guidelines to determine if an individual is considered low or moderate income for our program.
Are y'all partnered with my department, Community Health, with Ms. Bonnie Moore?
With whom?
Ms. Bonnie Moore with Community Development?
We partner with the City of Shreveport Community Development. Normally when I partner with the Community Development Organization, and Bonnie, and I know Jackie retired, and Marsha's there, but we normally will apply for set-aside funding, because we know the City of Shreveport get home funding, and that home funding that the City of Shreveport get for Community Housing Development Organization, we will use that for infrastructure work. We won't use it for any nails and hammers that go into a home, but to do site prep, clear trees, tie into the city's main sewer line, anything that needs to fit the infrastructure, especially in Allendale, where we got a lot of old clay pipes, and we find out when we're building, some of those pipes have been crushed and we need to repipe, and we'll use the government money for that infrastructure work and infrastructure only. And so I just talked with Ms. Money on yesterday, and so they'll be a major partner for our 20th anniversary bill.
Oh, good.
Okay.
My last question, I lived at 1949 Austin Street, across from, that's Alabama was afraid. I just want to know if I can come back now, and because it was a shotgun house that I was raised up in, but when I ride through there now, I'm hands off to you guys, you've done a wonderful job. I go and sit in front of that house sometimes and just looking like, why couldn't this have been done back then? So I just want to make a full circle and come back around and buy one of them now. So she can make cash, she ain't got to go
So she, what you said is she don't qualify because she's not low income.
Yeah, she don't qualify. That makes it go full circle and go back down.
All right. Any other questions?
They are not.
So I appreciate
I have a comment.
I appreciate the opportunity to go ahead with Dr. Leonard.
You know, I sit on the board at the Fuller Center from day one with those guys. But the other thing I love about the Fuller Center, in addition to everything that Lee has talked about, is that people get in trouble from time to time. They might be in a job transition or a health issue and whatnot. And the Fuller Center will bend over backwards to help their homeowners figure out a way to catch up on their monthly payments and stay in their house. I've seen it time and time again. So that's what I love, in addition to the general idea of the Fuller Center, is that it's about a relationship. And these are people. These are, in a lot of cases, just a part of the Fuller Center family, part of the community renewal family. And so Lee, and this guy.
Thank you, Mike.
This guy, you don't ever want to try to outwork that dude, right? Because you will lose, I promise you. Thank you, Lee.
Yes, sir.
I do have one question. Because it's for low, moderate income, what about someone that's on 100% VA compensation? Does the VA compensation count against the money that they're making, or does it not?
We look at all the income coming in the house to determine whether you're low or moderate income. So, I mean, your overall income. If you've only got one source of income, we're going to look at that source of income. We don't discriminate in any manner, but I have to look at the full income and hypothetically, if the single income for a single person, and I'll use that in this area, if it's considered low or moderate income, if you make $30,000 or less, and you make more than that, then you're not going to be considered low to moderate income for a single person in a household. I'm just using a hypothetical. We try to be consistent in our numbers based upon the HUD numbers, because what we found out, and we just have to be honest, sometimes because we're not charging you interest, and some people may try to scam the system. Somebody may come and might be making $80,000 a year, think they can get a house from Fuller Center for $110 with no interest, pay it off in 5 years, and flip it and sell it and make $50,000. Well, I'm from the hood. We know game and game no game. So we're not gonna let nobody play us like that. We're looking for individuals not only to own the homes, but we want them to live in it. So we have a graduated equity program for escrow that you have 10% equity in your home each year. You won't have 100% equity in your house until after 10 years. So if you sell it after 5 years and you're going to make a profit, then you're only going to get 50% of that profit, because our contract says the other 50% has to come back to the Fuller Center. We're not charging you any interest. And so you're not going to live in a home, flip the home, and make a profit off the Fuller Center. That would be a disservice to our homeowners. It would be a disservice to our partners, and it would be a disservice to the community. So I mean, we kind of watch game.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, if we sell your home in 5 years, you're going to come in and you're going to bring us a check to pay it off. IRS requires, if you're going to bring us that much money, we need to know where that money came from, and we're going to report it to IRS. You know, so we've got certain things. We don't deal with banks, because the reason we don't deal with banks, because we're the bank. Because as Dr. Leonard says, when life happens, when illness happens, when disease happens, when you lose your job and you don't know how you're going to be able to pay your mortgage, we can sit down and relook at your income, what you've got coming in, and we can adjust your mortgage payments to fit your needs. And if we need to send your mortgage out from 20 years to 25 or 30, we have that ability based on our one-on-one conversation with you, and you ain't got to do no refinancing and stuff like that. We're building homes not to take them back. We're building homes to build up communities and build up lives.
Okay, great. That's because I have a couple of people in mind.
And in our Stoner Hill community, we started that off as a veteran project strictly for veterans. Right now, I think we've about 15 veterans that are in homes. Matter of fact, we're finna put another veteran in a house probably within the next 30 to 45 days. But it's a veteran that does get veteran disability, but that veteran is still below the poverty level. And we have a lot of veterans that fall in that category. We have some veterans that we have built homes for that was dealing with the VA to try to get settlement back pay for PTSD. 2 of those veterans paid their house off as soon as they got their back pay from the United States government.
That's good.
They got a lump sum of money. First thing they did was paid off their homes.
Wow.
I will, just a little piece of trivia, you know, I'm in the church. But, that Veterans Bill in Stoner Hill was kicked off by the founder of the band Pink Floyd.
Roger Waters.
Roger Waters, yep. They met, his people met the Fuller Center people in Haiti after that horrible earthquake, got to be friends, and he came to Shreveport and funded the first 4 veterans houses.
Wow.
Wow, I had no idea about
Those
that.
of you rock and roll fans will know the band Pink Floyd.
Yeah, he funded us for the tune of $300,000 for 4 houses. But back then, we were building houses for less than $75,000. But that was pre-COVID. That doesn't happen today.
So where are the veteran homes?
The veterans home we were talking about was over in Stoner Hill, about a block from Magnet High School, right near Valencia, right off Barthur Street. That's the area that we had designated as our Veterans Village.
When you turn by the VA?
No, you turn right off of East Olive by the park right there, the East Olive, and go down Market.
What's the name of the?
By that Salvation Army.
It's down farther by the park. I'm trying to think of the name of the park, right off East Olive, and you turn onto, you turn on off Uri onto East Olive, like you're going to Cattle Magnet and Valencia Park. So that's their area.
There's a subdivision down from there, but I think that's the city of Shreveport subdivision.
Ours is on the side of the city of Shreveport subdivision, the city of Shreveport vision, the gated community, right, and then ours is directly behind that on the hill.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. All right. Miss Nina,
Thank you,
the floor is
Ms.
yours.
Jeter.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That was so good. Mr. Jeter said, we don't go to the bank, we are the bank. Now, that statement right there, okay? I don't know if nobody else caught that statement, but it was that statement for me.
They ain't got no money either.
We all
It's still a nonprofit.
Man, I love it. And thank you so much, Mr. Jeter, for the work that you do. I actually have a certificate for you, and we'll take us a picture. So, Miss Rebecca, if you don't mind, or you're up there. Just so grateful for the work. Like Dorian said, I had no idea that you do all of these things. And boy, the youth that we can send over, I'm just so excited because I don't know what I gotta do either to pay like Miss Strickland to get you to build my career. But I pay double, Mr. Jeter. But we definitely are excited. I will say too, I had been looking at the adjudicated properties, been wanting to touch that a little bit more. Finally started going into the sales, and I thought, just didn't know, just did not know. So thank you for all of your hard work.
Did you get one of the brochures that you
Make a copy of it. Send it to you.
Yeah. Cause I got 2 veterans that I'm thinking of, Crutchfield and McCormick.
So, announcements. We are going to wrap this thing up, but what do y'all have coming up? Last quarter of the year is coming. I do want to just let you all know that you'll see our wheels spinning. Actually, we are not back over here at all for the rest of the year. We have 3 meetings left, and we're back at Oak Street Health next week, the 24th. The city of Shreveport to be there. Miss Marcy is coming in to talk about housing in the city. Yep, it's a luncheon over at Oak Street Health on Tuesday. Marcy from the city of Shreveport. Miss Marshall. Yep. And I know we are going to be at the Harbor. That is going to be an October meeting, the Harbor, and it actually is a Wednesday. So it's outside of our normal, it's our wonderful Wednesday luncheon. And so that's going to be at the Harbor. Of course, Ms. Rebecca's going to keep y'all up to speed. And then I am super excited, y'all, because this is the 30th year of community renewal. And so our Circle of Caring, we will be, I know October 17th at an evening mixer, or not mixer, but our evening celebration, our 30th, and it's going to be at the convention center. And so we got some exciting things coming down the pipe, but again, realizing that we're not over here for the rest of the year because our meetings will conclude in October this year. Now we'll do the Heroes of the Heart still, we'll do all of our holiday things, but we know that once you get into November and December, it's like jumping through hoops with Christmas parties and holiday schedules. So as a team, we made the decision that we'll spend November and December doing our community things, our holiday stuff. So,
on the 30-year celebration, tickets are complimentary, and that is a dinner.
Yes.
On October 17th, but registration is required.
Absolutely.
So if you want to reserve your ticket,
You'll see
go
that.
to communityrenewal.us, and on our website, you can do that.
They send an email.
Yeah.
Representative.
Yep.
Send out an email.
Oh.
And
So
we
it'll be,
actually
yep.
got the scans and the.
Yep, so you'll be able to get all of that. Of course, Miss Rebecca,
Restroom.
she works so hard and we love her so much. Yes. She definitely does her thing with keeping everybody abreast, and so grateful for her. And so any other upcoming things? Y'all will see like the ladies pickleball. There's a lot of things coming up, y'all. National Night Out. Who's hosting parties for that? You know, if your office isn't, you'll see some stuff come down. I know Community Renewal is doing some stuff at our houses. So it's just a lot of things coming up. But what about you? What do y'all have coming up? Any announcements?
Got a 2-day welding camp for kids coming up in a couple of weeks.
What ages?
They have to be 15.
Wow.
15.
Welding camp. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, we've got some cool sponsors too, like Lincoln Electric and
That's huge. Ooh, that's huge.
15 to what?
18.
Well, yeah, 15, 18.
John, send that to us.
Okay.
Ooh, that's huge. Any other upcoming things, announcements? All right, y'all, let me just say, it is our last quarter of the year. It's just crazy to me, but thank you so much again, Mr. Jeter, for coming, and thank y'all so much for spending your Thursday with me. And make sure you share your contact information and get a card or two on your way out the door. Y'all have an amazing Thursday on purpose.